Okay, this is about partial sums for arithmetic sequences. And when we have partial sums, there are usually going to be some kind of a clue where it says over the first 10 years, or during the first 10 years, or after 20 years, or there's probably going to be some kind of a time element where they want you to add up things over time, like for so many years, what's it going to be? You're supposed to add them up. Where it could be many years, they're going to choose 10 of those, or 5 of them, or something like that. So when that happens, you're going to use the partial arithmetic sums formulas. Now, there are two formulas, this one and this one. And this one, you need the common difference as well as the first term. So if they give you the common difference, then you could use this one. But for the most part, we're going to use this one right down here. And it's just all you need to know for that is the first term, the last term, and what k is going to be, which will help you find the last term. Let's look at a problem. If the starting salary for a job is $20,000 and you get a $2,000 raise at the beginning of each subsequent year, which means every year after that, how much will you earn during the first 10 years? So this tells us we're going to have to add up how much we earn every year for the first 10 years. The first thing we have to know is find our last term. In order to do that, we have to know, okay, what is k going to be? Well, it's 10 years, so k is going to be 10. So that means we're looking for the 10th term. So we will use our regular explicit formula, and we will find what it's going to be after or at the 10th year. Go ahead and plug in your information, and then let's see what you get. Go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, if you plugged everything in right, it should look like this. U sub 10 equals 20,000 plus 2,000 times 10 minus 1. And don't forget that you have to subtract, and then you do 2,000 times 9, and then add the 20,000 for order of operations, and you should get $38,000. Now, that is what was earned the 10th year. Now we're going to use that and plug it in to find out how much was earned for all of the 10 years. We're going to add those all up. In order to do that, we need to know k, which we said was 10, and we need to know our first term, 20,000, and now our last term, 38,000, which we just figured out. It's u sub 10. So go ahead and figure that out, plug all your information into the formula, and see what you get. Pause now. Okay, if you plug it in, it should look like this one right down here. You have k over 2, so that's going to be 10 over 2 times 20,000 plus 38,000. Order of operations, we're going to add first and then multiply. If you do that, you should end up with $290,000. So that means that over that 10 years, including what they earn for their regular salary, $20,000 a year, and then every raise each subsequent year for 10 years, they're going to earn a total of $290,000. Let's try another one. A business makes $10,000 profit during its first year. If the yearly profit increases by $7,500 in each subsequent year, what will the profit be in the 10th year, and what will the total profit be after 10 years? You notice that we have two questions to answer here. What will the profit be in the 10th year, and then what will the profit be after 10 years? So the first question is when we use the explicit formula. We're going to find that 10th term again. So go ahead and pause the video and plug in the appropriate information. Okay. To answer that first question, you should have plugged in, you needed your first term and your common difference, which is $7,500. So if we plug those into our formula, we should get $77,500 profit in the 10th year. So again, now we're going to use the other formula to find that partial sum and see what they earn if we add it together for all of those 10 years. So we know now we have our first term is $10,000 profit. We know our last term, which is 77,500, and we know that K is 10 because it's going to be after 10 years. If it was 20 years, after 20 years, we would put a 20 here. So plug everything into your equation and pause the video and see what you get. Okay, if you plugged everything in right, you're going to have a 10 over 2 times 10,000 plus 77,500. You add those, multiply by 5, and you should get that the total profit after 10 years would be $437,000. Or 40, well, let me try that again. $437,500. Quite a profit, I would say. All right, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, talk to me in class.